is Sky News Weather, online at skyweather.com.au. This is a severe weather alert.
Fires burning out of control right now in Victoria, and we have a cool change sweeping across the state that's also causing storms. First to the emergency warning, which is in Rosedale regions of Victoria. That's the giant smoke plume from it. An emergency warning has been issued for the Halls Plains State Park and north of 13 Mile Road, including the Stradbroke West, Willong, and Willong South areas. You are in danger and need to act now in order to survive. We have started to see a southwesterly wind change across this region, however. At East Sale, it was the hottest day in about 4 years. Temperatures now at 37 degrees, relative humidity rising, and westwards to Yarram, we've seen that southwesterly come through. It's now just 26 degrees there. Before, it was above 40 degrees before this change hit, and so that gusty change has come through. It's dropped temperature substantially, but as that change rolls across the fire ground, it's going to cause the fire to start behaving differently. In fact, it'll start pushing it towards the northeast rather than towards the southeast, which is where it's currently burning. So it'll change the behavior of the fire within the next hour or so. We're watching that one very, very closely. To make matters a little bit more complicated, we've also started to see some showers and storms pop up in central Victoria. Some storms and showers move just to the northeast suburbs of Melbourne. And we could see a few of those showers and storms move over that bushfire emergency region. Aside from that, these storms are fast moving and mostly dry at the moment, which means that they pose a risk of starting bushfires as soon as they go through areas. So we could see a few more fires started in the next few hours due to these thunderstorms crossing the state right now. Meanwhile, to Tasmania, where a smoke alert is still in place for Hobart. This is what it was looking like earlier in Hobart. Looked pretty apocalyptic. That's a smoke plume from a fire, a very large fire, at the Gels River region. Now, thankfully, that fire has now been downgraded to advice, but that smoke and air quality is not very good. In fact, that advice is for a huge area of southwest Tasmania. That fire itself, 15,000 hectares in size. Smoke alert still in place for Greater Hobart and surrounding regions at the moment. Now, let's take a look at what we've seen in terms of these temperature drops and everything coming through, because we've seen some substantial temperature drops with the cool change, the same one that's heading towards the fire ground right now. Look at that, Melbourne 21 degrees. The areas around Melbourne 21 at Avalon, about 44 at Stawell, and still pretty hot in the Mallee right now, 38, but a weak southwesterly has rolled through. Northeast Victoria at 44. But before that wind change came through, Melbourne had their hottest day in 5 years, 43 degrees there. Geelong, 44 degrees, and now the temperature around 21 degrees. So over a 20-degree temperature drop today with this change as it's rolled through. Tasmania experiencing a similar thing. Hobart, 34 degrees. After the change came through, now 19 degrees. Campania dropped 10 degrees in 5 minutes' time this afternoon. It was nearly 40 degrees there today. That's just upstream of the Derwent from Hobart region. Now, in terms of the rest of the southeast, that cool change well and truly established in southeast South Australia. That was this morning, and it's moving across parts of the Mallee, parts of southwest New South Wales at the moment. But you can still see very hot in northern Victoria at the moment, and that change is beginning to roll across the Gippsland region right now. And it's basically moved across most of Tasmania, excluding the far northeast. Still pretty hot in St. Helens, 32 degrees at the moment. It'll continue to move across Tasmania over the next few hours and should envelop most of Victoria tonight, excluding the far northeast, where the change looks to stall somewhat overnight and into tomorrow. Now, the strength of the change is fairly powerful. There's actually a severe weather warning out for this change for parts of the Gippsland region, including the Sale district and the Rosedale area. Damaging winds 90 to 100 kilometers an hour could occur along that southwesterly change just ahead of or just around that change coming through. For more information on the bushfires burning near you, you can call the bushfire information hotline in Victoria, 1-800-240-667, or visit their website, cfa.vic.gov.au.